Hey there, history buffs. Welcome back to another deep dive into the annals of history where we uncover the stories that have shaped our world and continue to intrigue us to this day. Ever wondered about the origins of the spine-chilling Bloody Mary legend? It's a tale that has been whispered around campfires, recounted at sleepovers, and even inspired horror movies. But where did it all begin? Buckle up, because today I'm diving deep into the murky waters of this haunting tale. We'll explore the historical roots, the folklore, and the cultural impact of Bloody Mary. So grab a seat and maybe a nightlight, because this story is not for the faint of heart. First off, Bloody Mary isn't just a spooky game or a drink at your favorite bar. While the name might conjure up images of a tomato juice cocktail, its origins are far more sinister and steeped in history. The legend traces back to Queen Mary the of England, also known as Mary Tudor. She was a figure of immense historical significance, and her life was marked by both triumph and tragedy. Born in 1516, she was the daughter of King Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon. Her early years were filled with the splendor of the Tudor court, but her life took a dramatic turn when her father decided to break away from the Catholic Church. Mary's life was a turbulent one. The political and religious upheavals of the time cast a long shadow over her childhood and adolescence. She witnessed her mother being cast aside and herself being declared illegitimate, a blow that would shape her character and her reign. After her father split from the Catholic Church, her mother was discarded and Mary was declared illegitimate. This not only affected her personal life, but also her political standing. She was removed from the line of succession and lived in a state of uncertainty and fear. She fought hard to claim her right to the throne, and in 1553 she became queen. Her ascension was a moment of personal vindication, but it also marked the beginning of a reign that would be remembered for its bloodshed. Now, why the bloody title? It's a question that has intrigued historians and storytellers alike. The answer lies in her fervent desire to restore Catholicism in England. Queen Mary was a staunch Catholic and sought to reverse the Protestant Reformation initiated by her father. Her religious zeal led to a series of persecutions that would earn her a place in history as one of England's most controversial monarchs. Her reign saw the Marian persecutions, where hundreds of Protestants were burned at the stake. This brutal campaign was part of her effort to re-establish Catholicism, but it also sowed fear and resentment among her subjects. This brutal campaign earned her the chilling moniker, Bloody Mary. The executions were public spectacles meant to serve as a warning to others, but they also cemented her legacy as a queen who ruled with an iron fist. But there's more to the legend than just historical facts. Over the centuries, the story of Bloody Mary has evolved, blending history with folklore to create a tale that continues to captivate and terrify. In folklore, Bloody Mary is said to appear in mirrors if you chant her name 3 times. This ritual has become a staple of ghost stories and urban legends, but its origins are shrouded in mystery. Some believe this stems from old rituals meant to summon spirits or see the future. Mirrors have long been associated with the supernatural, serving as portals to other worlds or as tools for divination. The mirror, often seen as a portal to another world, adds an eerie dimension to the tale. The idea that a simple reflective surface could connect us to the spirit realm is both fascinating and terrifying. Interestingly, the legend morphed over centuries and across cultures. In some cultures, Bloody Mary is a benevolent spirit, while in others, she is a harbinger of doom. In some versions, she's a vengeful spirit of a woman wronged, seeking justice. This version of the story often portrays her as a tragic figure, driven to madness and revenge by the injustices she suffered in life. In others, she's a warning tale for young girls about vanity and obsession with beauty. This moralistic twist on the legend serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the dangers of excessive pride and self-obsession. So how did a historical queen become a ghostly figure in sleepovers? The answer lies in the power of storytelling and the human fascination with the macabre. It's a blend of history, folklore, and a bit of morbid fascination. The story of Bloody Mary has been passed down through generations, each retelling adding new layers of intrigue and horror. The tale of Bloody Mary taps into our primal fears of the unknown, the dark and the supernatural. It's a story that resonates with our deepest anxieties and our fascination with the afterlife. There you have it, the spine-tingling story behind the Bloody Mary legend. Whether you see her as a misunderstood queen or a vengeful spirit, her story continues to captivate and terrify. Whether she's a misunderstood queen or a vengeful spirit, one thing's for sure, her legacy continues to haunt us. The story of Bloody Mary is a testament to the enduring power of folklore and the human imagination. Thanks for tuning in, and if you enjoyed this dive into history's dark corners, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Your support helps us continue to bring you the stories that shape our world. Until next time, keep questioning and keep exploring. History is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and who knows what spine-chilling tale we'll uncover next. As we delve deeper into the legend, it's important to remember that stories like Bloody Mary serve as a mirror to our own fears and cultural anxieties. They reflect the darkest corners of our imagination and the historical context from which they arise. The tale of Bloody Mary is not just a ghost story, it's a narrative woven from the threads of history, religion, and human psychology. Each retelling adds a new layer, a new perspective, making the legend richer and more complex. Imagine the medieval scribes and storytellers who first penned these tales, their quills scratching on parchment by candlelight. They were the original keepers of these stories, passing them down through generations. As the legend spread, it took on new forms and meanings. In some cultures, Bloody Mary became a symbol of resistance against oppression, while in others she was a cautionary figure warning against the dangers of unchecked power. The royal court of Mary Tudor was a place of intrigue and danger, where alliances were made and broken, and where the stakes were life and death. This environment of constant tension and fear undoubtedly influenced the stories that emerged about her. Picture the dark, drafty halls of her castles, the flickering torchlight casting long shadows on the stone walls. It's easy to see how such a setting could give rise to tales of ghosts and vengeful spirits. Despite the bloodshed, Mary Tudor's reign was also marked by moments of grandeur and opulence. Her court was a place of lavish banquets and elaborate ceremonies, a stark contrast to the grim stories that would later define her legacy. Her fervent Catholicism was both a source of strength and a cause of conflict. The religious divide in England was deep and bitter, and Mary's attempts to heal it through force only deepened the wounds. Religious processions and ceremonies were a common sight during her reign as she sought to restore the old faith. These public displays of devotion were meant to unify her subjects, but they often had the opposite effect. The trials and executions of Protestants were not just acts of religious persecution. They were also political maneuvers designed to consolidate her power. Each execution was a message, a demonstration of her resolve. Public executions were grim spectacles drawing large crowds. The sight of flames and the smell of burning flesh were meant to instill fear and obedience, but they also fueled resentment and rebellion. The prisons of her time were dark, damp, and filled with the cries of the condemned. These were places of unimaginable suffering, where the line between life and death was thin and fragile. Imagine the fear and despair of those led to their deaths, knowing that their fate was sealed by the whims of a queen determined to enforce her will. Their stories, too, became part of the Bloody Mary legend. The graveyards of England are filled with the remains of those who perished during her reign. Each tombstone tells a story, a silent testament to the lives lost in the name of religious and political strife. It's no wonder that such a legacy would give rise to ghost stories. The restless spirits of the past wandering the earth in search of justice or peace are a common theme in folklore. The supernatural elements of the Bloody Mary legend also draw from older traditions of magic and witchcraft. The idea of summoning a spirit through a mirror is rooted in ancient practices of divination and necromancy. Witch trials were a dark chapter in history where fear and superstition led to the persecution of countless innocent people. These events, too, have influenced the way we perceive the Bloody Mary legend. Alchemists and mystics of the past sought to unlock the secrets of the universe, often delving into the realms of the supernatural. Their experiments and writings have left a lasting impact on our understanding of magic and the occult. Seances and spirit-summoning rituals became popular in later centuries as people sought to communicate with the dead. These practices have kept the legend of Bloody Mary alive, adding new layers of mystery and fear. The settings of these stories, whether ancient castles or abandoned houses, play a crucial role in creating the atmosphere of dread and suspense. The creaking doors, the flickering lights all contribute to the sense of the unknown. Storytellers have always known the power of a good ghost story. The legend of Bloody Mary is a perfect example of how a tale can evolve and endure, captivating audiences across generations. As we continue to explore these stories, we uncover not just the history behind them, but also the ways in which they reflect our own fears and desires. The legend of Bloody Mary is a mirror showing us the darkest parts of ourselves. In the end, the story of Bloody Mary is as much about the woman behind the legend as it is about the ghostly figure she became. Mary Tudor was a complex and tragic figure whose life and reign continue to fascinate and haunt us. Her story is woven into the fabric of history, a tapestry of triumph and tragedy, faith and fear. The legend of Bloody Mary is a testament to the enduring power of storytelling and the human imagination. Thanks for tuning in, and if you enjoyed this dive into history's dark corners, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Your support helps us continue to bring you the stories that shape our world. Until next time, keep questioning and keep exploring. History is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and who knows what spine-chilling tale we'll uncover next.